Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to show you how to trick your friends into thinking you're breaking into their cell phone using command. So before we get started, just letting you know this is just a trick. You're not actually breaking into their cell phone. It's just like a digital magic trick. So here we go. Let's get started. So we have this text file here called phone cracker, which we will later turn into a batch file, but for now it's just a text file, which I'll include in the link below for you to download. So we'll open this guy up and we'll just quickly run through it so you can set it up for your own personal use. So these first four lines over here are for the color of the extra lines, but for the majority of this, for me, personally, I'm using green, which is what this line right there is. So color A, if you know how to use command, means that the text will be in green. So you can turn this into whatever color you use, but for me, I like green. So this is going to be the title of your program, which will be Mobile Phone Cracker version 5.4. Mode 250 just means when it gets opened up how big the screen is going to be, so you can change that to your liking, whatever suits you. This will clear the screen out, which actually starts the program. So here we'll show dots to make it look like the program is loading. So that's what these timed outs are for. It will slow down how long it takes the next line to appear. So you'll see how it looks when we actually run the program. Here shows initiating, and here where it says call color text OC, so this is going to turn this red while all this other lines are going to be green. So this is what all this is telling it to do. So that's why it's there. Going down, this will be the actual start of the program that you see, which grabs everyone's attention. And here is where it's going to be your first input. So right here where it says phone number, you're going to put in either your phone number or your friend's phone number. So depending on which one it goes will bring out a different outcome. So I'll show you what it means, what I mean later on. So right here, PN, you're setting a variable for your phone number or someone else's, and that brings us over here. So whatever number gets inputted into here will show up here, here, everywhere to make it look more personalized. So moving on down, all this information you don't have to touch unless you wanted to, and all of this is good. And then right here is where you have to change, you actually have to put in your own information. So this line right here, so depending on what phone number you put in, if your friends made you put in your phone number to see if it works, this is where you put in your own phone number, so your information would pop up and not your friend's information. So let's say your number was 343-878-2322. You would type that in and then delete this and just have it go to A. So keep it just like this, and then this will bring you to a separate menu with just your phone number. And if you know ahead of time your friends are coming over and you want to mess with them, you could put their numbers in here individually. If you have 2 or 3 friends coming over and you want to test it out on all of them, you could put their numbers in here individually and set up different files for them. But if it's just one person coming over, then you can delete this and just have your phone number there. Anything else you put into that phone number block up above is going to show the same thing again. So if it's just one person, you don't need that extra line. 2 or more, and then you could put those phone numbers in here individually like this. So if you're going to do that, so if you had 2 or 3 friends coming over, you would do that phone number that you put in. So let's say one of your friends' phone number was 545-987-3422, and then you would have that go to B. So then you will set up a different block for B showing his information. And then if you had another friend that you knew was coming over, you could put in his information, which would be 455-234-9087 go to D. I didn't put C, I used D because for the rest of the program after that block we're going to go to C down here. So don't put C up there or else you confuse the program, that's going to screw it all up. So and so forth. If you have 4 friends, just keep going down the list and then input all the information for personal use. But after that gets done, then we will go down here. So once this opens up, it's going to show that it found your friend's information, and then this is where you have to put in their information. So right here we have a line which will show the block for all their information. So we have owner. So right here we're going to put in your friend's name, Jack Doyle. And there's service provider, so if they have AT&T, you put in AT&T, Verizon, whatever they have. So AT&T. Mobile phone, so whatever type of phone they have. So if they have an iPhone 6, you put iPhone 6. And then here, I just put in a fake serial number to make it look more authentic. And then battery percentage, if you can get a look at their phone beforehand, and you can see what their battery percentage is at, you can put that in to mess with their minds even more. So we'll say his battery's at 46%. His Touch ID is enabled, using your thumb to unlock your phone. It's password protected, yes. Wi-Fi connectivity. So if your friend comes over and he's connected to your Wi-Fi, then you can put in your Wi-Fi information here. If not, then you just put this in right here, right? Not connected. But if you know they're connected to your Wi-Fi, then you can make this line look like this. So you delete that and say connected to whatever your Wi-Fi name is. So we'll say connected to, I don't know, Red Cup. Red Cup 17, which is your router's name. So we'll get rid of all that information and show that it's connected at 33 megabytes download, 17 megabytes upload. And then once it goes to that, we have this line right here saying go to C, which, oh, this is C, so this is the rest of the program. But now right here is what I'm talking about. So you got all this information. So you see right here where it starts at A, which is what this line is telling it to do. So when you put in your own personal phone number, when it gets down to this line, if it sees that your number is in there, it's not going to go to your friend's block. It's going to go to A, which is your information. So you put in your name there, your cell phone, what kind of phone you have, your battery percentage. These are enabled. If you're connected to your Wi-Fi, you put that in. So just in case you do it on your friend, he's like, all right, now do it on your phone. Then you can put in your information and it'll come up with your information. So once we get through that block, then we start on here. So now we start with our GPS locating system. So it just goes through some next lines, and then right here, phone located on or around, you would want to put in where you're at. You don't necessarily have to put in your house number, but let's say you live on 7th Street, then you would put 7th Street, wherever you're at, San Diego, California, 76179, whatever you want to put in there, just to make it look like your phone is actually being located by GPS services. And then once we do with that, it'll go back on down through the list. It'll say it found its passcode, but it's encrypted, so you have to start your decryptor. Again, you got your lines. They're going to freak out because they think you're going to find out what their passcode is. But just as last second, your connection is going to time out and the services are going to be terminated, thus ending the program. So that's what all this stands for. All this stuff down here is for the end of the coloring, which were the first 4 lines at the start of this. So that's the start of it. So I'll show you right quick for your extra friends how to set up that stuff. So you see right here, if you want to go to B, all you do is under A, just highlight all this stuff, copy it, paste, but instead of A, put B, and then put in your second friend's information here. And see, simple as that. So we'll stick with that. Let's see, I'll just make this easier to remember. Get rid of those guys. Alright, so we'll save this for all your information. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go save as, and then we're going to call it phonecracker.bat, turn into a batch file. Alright, so now that is saved, here is our program right there. So we don't want to keep it this stupid looking icon, and you can't change bat file icon. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a shortcut for it, and then this guy you can hide, do whatever you want with it, put it in a different place, and now you have the shortcut for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to rename it, get rid of the shortcut, and then we're going to properties and change the icon. So before you change the icon, go on Google or hit up the internet and just type, look for like a phone icon or whatever that you can find. Just download that. So I did that. I found this guy right here. So it's a little flip phone icon, so that's what I'm going to use. So we are going to change the icon right there to this big phone looking guy and make it look more authentic. Apply. Okay. So now we have our phone cracker right there. And now I'm just going to quickly run through it so you can see what it looks, the finished product looks like. Here we go. So you can see the program is starting up. Boom. Alright, program is now being initiated. And you can see here how this font is red and everything else is green. That's what I was telling you before, that first 4 lines of code to change the color. That's what it does, it changes this color. Alright, cracker's initiated. So now we're going to continue. And now we're at our phone cracker. So now we're going to enter your friend's phone number or whatever. So I'm just going to enter a random number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Doesn't matter what you put here. But when you put in that number, just make sure it's actually your friend's number, not that he gives you a bogus number and then it still shows up with information, then you're going to know he's being lied to. So we'll do this. Keep in mind all this, it's not actually pinging anything, it's just text. So now it's connected to that number. It found his user profile, which is encrypted, so now we're going to start decrypting it. So now this is when your friend is going to start wondering if this is actually true or not. So decryption is started, and boom, there, this is what will show up where you put in your friend's information and all of his phone's information, all that good stuff. So when he sees that, he's going to start to become a little curious, and now we're going to start his GPS locator to see if we can search to see where his phone is over the mobile E911 system. So alright, looks like he's been found, and boom, oh look at that, he's been found at your house. So now we're going to start the passcode cracker. So if you've seen all this is start, he's going to be like, alright, what the hell, you can't find my passcode. So we start this and say, oh look, we found his passcode, but it's encrypted, so now we're going to start decrypting it. And at this point he's probably going to be wondering, oh great, he's going to know what my passcode is. But like we put before, system is descrambling it, decrypting it, you're soon going to get it, but lo and behold, your connection timeout and your services were terminated, so you never do get his passcode. But that's it, simple program, but it can be effective. So happy hunting, guys. Adios.